Hello, all, and welcome to the weekly podcast. I'm your host, Gurtej Atwal. Today, we have our guest, Christina, with us. So, we'll learn from her about her experiences, about her affiliation with the city of Tracy, as well as her expertise in the financial domain. So, now, welcome, Christina. And, Christina, please share your personal and professional journey with us.
Thank you, Gertish. Well, my name is Christina Wyatt. I am a financial coach with One A Day. Our brokerage is here in Tracy, and I'm originally from the Silicon Valley. Moved out to Tracy in 2007, and really, it has been a great place for us to raise our family. So we came when I was pregnant with our third child, and now we have five. And it's been such a great warming community and a great place to raise our children. For the first couple of years, I was commuting to the Bay Area, so that was hard. But then later in 2010, found a job here in Tracy. So I was working with hotels and then transitioned to the assisted living community here in Tracy. So it was great. I was there for 10 years, and then started to look at things as far as life insurance policies for myself. As my husband and I, we did have a plan that we started in our 20s, which now with five kids and a homeowner, I was looking to actually upgrade the policy that we had at the time. And there I found a financial coach with One A Day, Irvin Samsu, who taught me a lot about options that I had, taught me to understand the current plan that I had. And I was able to increase the policy that I had at the time, which was just the death insurance, and now have living benefits. So even if something happens to me and I survive, my family is protected in that way. So I started just sharing the information that I was learning from my financial coach, and then the pandemic hit, right? And here I was working 40 hours or more a week. COVID was out there. My kids were then distance learning from home, and my husband and I really had to look at what's important to us and how we can support the kids at home. And at that time, we decided that I was going to fire my boss and start my own business as a financial coach. And I love it. It gives me a purpose in teaching financial literacy. And so I just want to share that with everyone that I know, and those businesses and families here in the Tracy community.
No, thank you very much, Christina. Yeah, financial awareness, that is very much important. Everybody struggles with it. We'll go deeper into that later. So first, you add a lot of value in the city of Tracy, as this is a close-knit community. And you were awarded 2020 Community Award recipient for as an Ambassador of the Year. So please share us with our audience what this award was, what its significance is, and how you added value to the city of Tracy.
So really, I wanted to share the award with all the other ambassadors that were there in 2020, because going through COVID, not only did we have our own businesses that we were taking care of and trying to manage and pivot and work through everything that was going on, but we also took the time to do our monthly ambassador meetings. And we made calls each month to the businesses that are part of the chamber to see how everything was going, to find out how we can help them in their business as far as marketing. And so really trying to help them make it through the pandemic. So all of us ambassadors took the time out of our schedules to do that, and make sure that everybody that needed help found it within us, as far as connecting them with the right people, or getting them out, marketing what it was that they needed, whether if it was hiring or that they're open or they change their hours. However we can help them with that, we were there to support them.
So for a community like Tracy, which always has a family or kind of a small family-like feel, so these organizations are very important. Like especially in pandemic, small businesses, those are the backbone of a city. So they support their citizens in need, but now they were needed a little bit of support. So will you please share us with what this organization, Tracy Chamber, is, how it adds value towards small businesses as well as the citizens of Tracy?
Yes, so absolutely. I've been a member of the chamber since 2010 when I started working here in Tracy, and it was really a great place for me to get to know people. It gives small business owners a place to network and really showcase what it is that they that their business does as far as ribbon cuttings for new businesses coming into town. It also has trainings for those that want to start a business and maybe how to navigate through that. We have monthly mixers and monthly coffees for people to get together and network. So different opportunities in that way, with a morning networking opportunity and an evening networking opportunity. And so just a great place to not only learn how to start a business, but once your business is up and going, to have that support. I utilized the chamber when I first started working in Tracy to call the chamber and ask them, I'm looking to meet with these type of individuals. Who can I contact? And they would refer me to, oh, you should give this person a call. They're actually looking for someone that does that. So it's a great place to brainstorm. And just last week, I called Darcella and I told her, I'm looking to grow my business, right? I started last year and I'm looking to grow it. And I'm looking for people with characters as such to work alongside me. And she says, "Hey, let's get it out in the weekly newsletter." That is a part of the chamber benefits of getting the word out there, putting it on the Facebook page. So it really helps support me, and I know in my experience to do that. But also, it has helped me to grow professionally. As a lot of people would say, I wasn't so outgoing, or I was very shy and quiet. But now I've been able to be able and host or MC a ribbon cutting, right? I'm thinking more than just about myself, but now this new business coming in town that needs someone to speak to them and introduce them to the city of Tracy. So it's been definitely a growing experience for me professionally. As new people coming into town, moving into Tracy, it's a great resource to call and say, hey, I'm looking for a plumber, or looking for different events for my children to go to. It's a great resource for small businesses as well as residents of Tracy to be connected, see what's going on, and any businesses that they may need for their own personal life.
Right. Yeah, no, Christina, you explained pretty well. So from outside, if we hear the name or read the name Tracy Chamber, so it sounds like it is a closed group for the small businesses, but no, it is pretty much open to anybody who needs any assistance or any help, and it can groom people in different ways. So if and from that point, for a school going kid or a college going student, if they want to get some kind of internship or learning from the chamber, so are there certain options or opportunities there?
So the chamber does have the Hire Me First program, which is a great opportunity for them to look for internships. And I think that's great because I always think back about when I was younger, right? Going into college, I wasn't sure what it was that I wanted to do. But if there were more options to be able to do an internship or volunteer as I was younger, then by that time, when I'm looking for a career or looking what I want to go to school, go to college for, I may have already found that passion because I was able to try and eliminate those things with internships and volunteer work
Right. Yeah,
for
no,
that
they'll
hiring
get the
purpose.
Yeah, they'll get the real time experience and exposure. They'll be meeting with small businesses because with COVID thing, lots of things have disrupted, lots of new opportunities have opened up. So another follow-up question on that. So if, as you mentioned, anybody who is thinking to start a new business, they can contact the chamber, they can get the relevant information. So
Absolutely.
what is the process for that? So how, they can Google a number. So how if somebody wants to do it, so can you please share with us? So what's the process for that?
I would definitely just call into the chamber office. They could also go onto the chamber website and look at the different events that they have going on. And then just to circle back to in regards to the youth, right? There is a chamber youth committee as well.
Okay.
But someone like I have a daughter that is a sophomore. I would definitely feel comfortable with her calling the chamber and saying, "Hey, I'm looking into possibly getting into this field line of work. Is there someone that you could recommend that maybe she could interview to kind of see what their process, what it was like in their journey to get to where they are?" And the chamber would be a good resource for that as well. Is just
Right.
maybe connecting them to someone they can interview, of like kind of interviewing their future self and see, can I see myself doing
Right.
this, right?
No, absolutely. No, thank you very much for that. So now we have more understanding about the chamber. So your goal is towards financial awareness for everyone around you, for individuals, families, small businesses. So please share about this initiative, why you thought that financial awareness is that important, and how do you do it on day-to-day basis with the 1 a day financial coaching?
Okay, so with One a Day, our focus is impacting one family one day at a time. And that is really educating them on financial literacy, where we walk them through an exercise in the One a Day experience of kind of like the cash flow game, right? Looking at dollars coming in and dollars coming out, but also to really see what does their financial picture look like right now. And we're looking at, are they earning enough money? Are they accumulating and growing their money? And then is their money protected? Right? So those are three main things that we look at, as well as what are their short term and long term financial goals, right? Sometimes I think we talked about earlier today was a lot of people want to purchase a home. Well, they want to purchase a home, but when we talk about what's the plan to make that happen, there's not really something in place. So going
Right.
through that and helping them along the way is kind of like, someone going to the gym. You can get a gym membership, but if you have a coach there to kind of teach you and work on those different muscles that you want to get stronger or bigger and help you through that
Right.
process, and keep you accountable, that's what I'm here for, to help those people that do have those goals, and to kind of keep them on track with that. So everyone's different. It's not just here you go. It's A, B, C, and D. This is the secret. It's more about finding out each person individually and what their goals are, and putting together a plan to do that.
So it's a learning process. Yeah, one has to start learning and thinking about it at an early age. If we talk about school or college going students, what are your tips to them? What things they have to consider nowadays, where they can read about or discuss among themselves so that they can be more aware about the financial aspects?
Yes, that's a great age, or even younger, right, to learn about money.
Right.
My kids range from the age of 8 to 20, so they hear a lot about that now because I am working from home, and they hear me meeting with individuals. But anybody that can get them in touch with a financial coach is great. There's some um, great mentors out here in Tracy, as well as we have business partners pretty much across the US. But really being able to teach them, I would start off with teaching them about saving, right? There's different places that you can save. There's different reasons of why we save, right? So for an emergency fund, because that's always important to have, there is
Right.
saving for retirement, there is saving for college. So all of those things there's different, I would say, vehicles that you may want to use that works better for one but not the other. So teaching them
Right.
about savings, I would say, is a big part of that. Something else that I thought I would have benefited from learning at an early age, like going into college. When you first start, there are credit card tables everywhere. Sign up for a credit card. Sign up for a credit card. But all through high school, middle school, elementary, nobody's taught about credit card, what your credit score means, how to use a
Right.
credit card. Because a college student is like, yes, I got a credit card, I could spend all this money. But I think
Right.
teaching them beforehand, discipline with that and how to use that is also a great point to teach them at a young age.
Right. No, thank you, Christina. So, just going a little bit off topic. So, you volunteer a lot with multiple organizations. So, how do you see the value in it? So, why did you start volunteering so much? And what's your suggestion on that to our school, college going, or whoever is around doing their 9 to 5 job? So, why they should be involved in the community? Why they should do volunteering from your personal experience?
So me, my family is most important to me, and because I live and am raising my kids here in Tracy, I did want to get involved to know what's going on, to be able to help decisions and to be able to support other businesses. So that's really my main point of why I volunteer. So I want to be that role model for my kids as well. So as I'm volunteering, if they're of age of whatever it is that I'm volunteering for, my kids are coming, right? I want to be able to raise them to be able to give back to their community, and not that it's a task or a burden, but something that they want to do from their heart because that's what they grew up doing. So to me, it's very much so teaching my kids the whole point of paying it forward and giving back to your family, or sorry, giving back to your community.
And yeah, so how do you encourage them? So you have kids who also kind of see you as a role model for themselves. So how you encourage them to be part of this society in a good way?
I don't know if they have a choice. um, Sometimes it's just applying it. It's having the conversation, right? It's
Right,
talking about beforehand, letting them know what to expect. So if it's going to be a 2 hour volunteer time, so they're going into it kind of knowing what they're going to do. And then also talking about it
right,
after, right? Like, wasn't it fun when we did this, or we planted trees on Arbor Day? But to be able to talk about, oh, we got to remember where that tree was, so we can go back and see how much it's grown. A tree that we've planted years ago, right? When we go back and look at it later on in the future. And, we got family involved as well. So we had my parents from the Silicon Valley, cousins in Lathrop, and even my grandfather who just recently passed. They were there when we did that also. So it's making it memorable as a family, but also, right, planting trees for Tracy. So it was a win all around. But I would definitely say talking to them beforehand and after, so it's not just like, oh, we had to go do this thing. You got to talk about the meaning and what it meant for the community as well.
right. Whatever they will be because of whom they are surrounded by. They are learning. It's their responsibility to give back. As you mentioned about the trees, I always remember, yeah, kids, they planted trees at the legacy field. Whenever they go to the soccer games, they remember, oh, this one, I planted this tree. So that's a personal connect, and they will be in this city for long. So
And
they are adding
it
value.
gives them pride, right? Pride of something
Yes,
that they did for the community, and something that they could look back on and say that we did this with mom and dad. So
yes,
it was just more than oh, we went to go plant trees. It has a meaning,
right. Right.
right?
No, absolutely. Yeah, no, in the end, Christina, so if anything comes to your mind regarding financial awareness or anything else with respect to the city of Tracy small business you want to share with the audience?
Yes, 2020 was hard on a lot of us. People they lost jobs, they lost hope, they lost loved ones, and so going into 2021 and beyond is really looking at how they can help themselves in preparing for the next drop in the market, for the next pandemic, or whatever may be, is how they can be more in control of their income or their situation and their savings, and learning from that. So I would definitely recommend getting a financial checkup, especially if you've gone through, if you're changing jobs, if you recently got married or divorced, purchased a home, or had a baby. Now is a good time to really look at your financial fingerprint.
No, thank you very much, Christina. Christina, will you please share your contact information if somebody has a follow-up question, how they can reach out to you?
Absolutely. So the best way to reach me is by phone. You could either call or text me. That number is 209-229-6569. And that is my direct line. And I don't really have office hours. So as long as I'm not at an outdoor sporting, as things are opening up and our kids are starting to get back to all their sports and practices and all those things, I am just one phone call or text away.
No, thank you very much, Christina. I'll highly encourage our listeners to please reach out to Christina for any follow-up questions that you have. And we'll share the information, the contact information with this podcast as well. So, and to our listeners, for your feedbacks and suggestions for the next topics, please do let us know, and stay healthy and stay informed. So, thank you very much, Christina.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.